If you are a United States citizen, a green card holder, or someone waiting for visa approval, you may have seen headlines about a so-called visa pause affecting 52 countries. You might be feeling anxious right now. You might be wondering if this affects you, your family, or your future in America. Take a deep breath. My name is Michael, and I have been covering United States immigration news for years. My goal today is not to scare you. My goal is to explain this situation calmly, clearly, and honestly so you can understand what is actually happening, who it truly affects, and most importantly, whether you need to be concerned at all. Before we continue, I need to make something very clear. I am not an immigration attorney. I am not a government official. I am not affiliated with uscis, the State Department, or any federal agency. Everything I share with you today is for informational and educational purposes only. It is not legal advice. If you have specific questions about your own immigration case, your citizenship status, or your visa application, please consult with a qualified immigration lawyer who can review your unique situation. What I am here to do is break down the news, separate fact from fear, and help you understand what is real and what is just noise. So let's start with the most important question. What is this 52-country visa pause that everyone is talking about? Here is the truth. The United States government, specifically the Department of Homeland Security and the State Department, has announced a temporary pause on certain visa processing for nationals from 52 countries. Now, before your heart starts racing, let me tell you what this actually means, because the reality is much more narrow than the headlines suggest. This pause does not apply to everyone from these countries. It does not mean borders are closing. It does not mean that people already living in the United States legally are going to be removed. And it absolutely does not mean that United States citizens or green card holders are losing their status. Let me repeat that because I know many of you are worried. If you are a United States citizen, whether you were born here or naturalized, this visa pause does not affect your citizenship. Your citizenship is protected by the Constitution. It cannot be taken away simply because of a policy change. If you are a lawful permanent resident, meaning you hold a valid green card, this pause does not revoke your green card. You are still a legal resident of the United States. If you are already in the United States on a valid visa, whether you are a student, a worker, or visiting family, this pause does not cancel your current visa. You are still legal. Take a moment to breathe. For the vast majority of people watching this video, this news does not change your life today. Now let's talk about who this visa pause actually does affect. This measure is targeted at new visa applications from nationals of 52 specific countries. These are individuals who are currently outside the United States and are applying for visas to enter the country. The pause applies primarily to certain categories of visas, often non-immigrant visas like tourist visas, certain work visas, and in some cases, immigrant visas such as family-based or employment-based green card applications. The 52 countries involved are nations that the United States government has identified as requiring additional security screening, enhanced vetting procedures, or updated information sharing agreements. The government has stated that this pause is temporary and is intended to allow time for these security protocols to be reviewed, improved, or implemented. It is very important to understand that this is not the first time the United States has paused visa processing for specific countries. Visa pauses, enhanced vetting, and administrative processing delays have happened many times over the past 2 decades, often in response to security concerns, lack of cooperation from foreign governments, or changes in immigration policy. These pauses are usually temporary. They are reviewed regularly, and they are often lifted or modified once the stated goals are met. This does not mean the immigration system is collapsing. It means the government is adjusting certain procedures. Let me now address some of the most common myths and fears that are spreading online, because I have seen a lot of misinformation, and I want to make sure you have the truth. Myth number 1, this visa pause means all immigration to the United States is stopping. That is false. Immigration from the vast majority of countries continues. Visa processing for most of the world is ongoing. Even for the 52 countries on this list, not every single type of visa is paused. Some categories may still be processed, especially humanitarian cases, certain family reunifications, and emergency situations. Myth number 2, if you are from one of these 52 countries and you already live in the United States, you will be deported. Absolutely false. This pause affects new visa applications, not people who are already legally present in the country. If you are here legally, you remain legal. Myth number 3, United States citizens with family members from these countries will lose their ability to sponsor them. Not true. Sponsorship rights are not being revoked. What may happen is delays in processing. Your petition may take longer. Your family member may face additional screening, but the legal right to sponsor a spouse, child, or parent does not disappear because of a visa pause. Let me also talk about dual citizens, because I know this causes confusion. If you are a United States citizen and you also hold citizenship from one of these 52 countries, your United States citizenship is not affected. You are still a full United States citizen with all the rights and protections that come with it. You can still travel on your United States passport. You can still live, work, and vote in the United States. Dual citizenship is legal and recognized. The visa pause applies to people applying for visas to enter the United States, not to people who are already citizens. Now, let's talk about what this means practically for different groups of people. If you are a United States citizen, whether naturalized or born here, you are not impacted by this visa pause in terms of your own status. However, if you are trying to bring a family member to the United States from one of the 52 affected countries, you may experience delays. Your petition may take longer to process. Your loved one may be asked for additional documents or interviews. This is frustrating, I understand, but it does not mean the case is denied. It means it is taking more time. If you are a green card holder, your status is secure. You are a lawful permanent resident. This visa pause does not change that. However, if you are sponsoring a family member from one of these countries, or if you are traveling internationally and holding a passport from one of these countries, you may want to be prepared for additional questions at the port of entry when you return to the United States. This is not deportation. This is enhanced screening. Bring your green card. Bring any supporting documents that show your ties to the United States, such as proof of residence, employment, or family. Be patient. Answer questions honestly. In the vast majority of cases, green card holders are admitted back into the United States without issue. If you are currently outside the United States and waiting for a visa interview or approval from one of these 52 countries, this pause will likely delay your process. I know this is incredibly difficult. You have been waiting, you have been hoping, you have been planning your life, and now there is another obstacle. I want you to know that I see you, I hear you. This is not fair and it is not easy, but it is also not permanent. Visa pauses are reviewed, policies change, governments negotiate. What you can do right now is stay in contact with the National Visa Center or the United States Embassy handling your case. Keep your documents up to date. Respond promptly to any requests for information. Do not assume your case is dead. Assume it is delayed. And if you can, consult with an immigration attorney who can advise you on your specific situation and help you understand your options. If you are a student or a worker already in the United States on a valid visa, you are not being removed. Your visa remains valid until its expiration date. However, if you need to renew your visa or if you plan to travel outside the United States and re-enter, you may face delays or additional scrutiny. My advice is simple. If your visa is still valid and you do not need to travel, consider staying in the United States until there is more clarity. If you must travel, consult with your school's international student office or your employer's immigration attorney before you leave. Make sure you have all necessary documents, including your passport, visa, I-20 or other forms, proof of enrollment or employment, and any other supporting materials. Now let me address something that I know weighs heavily on many of you, the fear of denaturalization. I have seen people online saying that naturalized citizens could lose their citizenship because of this visa pause. Let me be very clear. Denaturalization, which is the legal process of revoking someone's United States citizenship, is extremely rare. It only happens in cases of serious fraud or misrepresentation during the naturalization process. For example, if someone lied about their identity, concealed a serious criminal history, or obtained citizenship through deliberate deception, the government can, in very rare cases, pursue denaturalization. But this requires a lengthy legal process. It requires evidence. It requires a court case. It does not happen overnight. It does not happen because of a policy change. And it absolutely does not happen to people who made honest mistakes on their applications or who simply come from a certain country. If you became a United States citizen legally, honestly, and through the proper process, your citizenship is safe. You took an oath. You passed the test. You received your certificate. You are an American. A visa pause affecting new applicants from certain countries does not undo your citizenship. Please do not let fear take that away from you. You have earned your place here. Let me also talk about processing times, because this is something that affects almost everyone dealing with immigration right now, regardless of this 52-country pause. The United States Citizenship and Immigration Services, known as uscis, is currently facing significant backlogs. Processing times for green cards, work permits, travel documents, and naturalization applications are longer than they have been in years. Some people are waiting months or even years for decisions. This is frustrating, this is stressful, but it is also unfortunately normal right now. Delays do not mean denial. Silence from uscis does not mean your case is forgotten. It means the system is overwhelmed. It means there are millions of applications in the queue. It means you are waiting, just like everyone else. If you have submitted an application and you have not heard back, here's what you can do. First, check the uscis processing times online. Compare your case to the average processing time for your category and service center. If your case is beyond the normal processing time, you can submit an inquiry through the uscis website or contact the customer service line. You can also speak with an immigration attorney who can help you determine if additional action is needed, such as a mandamus lawsuit in extreme cases of delay. But in most situations, the answer is simply to wait. I know that is not what you want to hear, but it is the reality. Now, let's talk about what you should actually do right now, because I want to give you practical guidance, not just information. If you are a United States citizen or green card holder, continue living your life. You are legal, you are safe, you do not need to panic. If you are sponsoring a family member from one of the 52 affected countries, stay informed. Monitor updates from the State Department and uscis. Keep your contact information current. Respond to any requests for documents or interviews promptly. Be prepared for delays, but do not give up hope. If you are outside the United States waiting for a visa, stay in communication with the consulate or embassy. Do not assume your case is canceled. Ask questions, request updates, and if possible, work with an immigration attorney who can guide you. If you are in the United States on a visa, maintain your legal status. Do not overstay. Do not work without authorization. Do not violate the terms of your visa. If you need to extend or change your status, file the necessary paperwork before your current status expires. And if you are thinking about traveling internationally, weigh the risks carefully. Consult with an attorney before you leave. I also want to remind you that you are not alone in this. Millions of people are navigating the United States immigration system right now. Millions of people are waiting. Millions of people are stressed, confused, and afraid. You are part of a community. You are part of a process that, while slow and frustrating, is structured and legal. The system is not perfect, but it is not random. There are laws, there are procedures, there are protections, and even in times of change, those foundations remain. Let me also say this. It is okay to feel frustrated. It is okay to feel angry. It is okay to feel scared. Immigration is one of the most stressful experiences a person can go through. It affects your family, your career, your sense of security, and your future. You have every right to feel whatever you are feeling, but I want you to try as much as you can to replace fear with knowledge, replace panic with preparation, replace confusion with clarity. That is why I make these videos. That is why I take the time to explain things step by step, because I believe that when you understand what is actually happening, you can make better decisions. You can protect yourself, you can plan, and you can breathe. So, let me summarize everything we have talked about today. The 52-country visa pause is a temporary measure affecting new visa applications from specific countries. It does not affect United States citizens. It does not revoke green cards. It does not cancel visas for people already in the United States. It may cause delays for people waiting for visa interviews or approvals. It may require additional screening for certain travelers. But it is not the end of immigration. It is not a shutdown. It is a policy adjustment that will be reviewed, revised, and potentially lifted over time. The United States immigration system is complex, slow, and often frustrating, but it is also structured, legal, and protective of those who follow the rules. If you're here legally, you have rights. If you are waiting for approval, you have a process. If you are a citizen, you have the Constitution on your side. Do not let viral headlines steal your peace. Do not let rumors dictate your decisions. Seek out accurate information. Consult with professionals when needed. And trust that even in uncertain times, the rule of law still matters. I want to thank you for watching this video all the way to the end. I know these topics are heavy. I know they touch the deepest parts of your life. If this video helped you understand the situation a little better, I invite you to stay informed by subscribing to this channel. I will continue to bring you updates, explanations, and clarity as immigration news develops. If you have questions or if there is a topic you would like me to cover, please leave a comment below. I read them, I listen, and I do my best to address your concerns in future videos. Remember, you are stronger than the headlines, you are more informed than the rumors, and you are not alone in this journey. Take care of yourself, take care of your family, and know that clarity and truth will always be more powerful than fear. Thank you for trusting me with your time today. I will see you in the next video.